Cerberus, also known as the Hound of Hades, was the multi-headed dog who guarded the gates of the underworld, preventing the dead from leaving, and making sure that those who entered never left. A child of Typhon and Echidna, he was part of a monstrous family, which included Orthus, the Lernaean Hydra, and the Chimera as well. Only on 3 occasions Cerberus was tricked by visitors of Hades. Heracles did it with his strength, Orpheus with his music, and the Sibyl of Cumae with a honey cake. Family. According to Hesiod, Cerberus was the second of the 4 monstrous children of Typhon and Echidna, being born after Orthus, the 2-headed hound who guarded the cattle of Geryon, but before the Lernaean Hydra and, quite possibly, the Chimera, all of them multi-headed. Later authors list many other monsters among the siblings of Cerberus, including the Sphinx, the Nemean lion, the Caucasian eagle, the Crommyonian sow, the Colchian dragon, Ladon, and even Scylla and the mother of the Gorgons. Quite a family, indeed. Portrayal. As to the number of Cerberus heads, we have contradictory testimonies. Hesiod, for example, after pointing out that Cerberus' monstrosity was almost indescribable, also adds that he, the brazen-voiced Hound of Hades, is 50-headed, relentless and strong creature who feeds on raw flesh. Pindar goes a step further, claiming that Cerberus has twice more, i.e., 100 heads. However, possibly due to practical reasons, in art he is almost exclusively shown with 3 heads, and sometimes even with 2 or just 1. Later authors, trying to reconcile the descriptions, started claiming that Cerberus had 3 dog heads, the rest of them being the heads of snakes spurting from his back, with a venomous one also serving as his tail. Heracles' 12th labor. The last, and, thus, most difficult, of the 12 labors of Heracles set for him by Eurystheus was bringing Cerberus up from the underworld. Hades allowed this, but only on the condition that Heracles manages to do it without using any weapon. Even though he was bitten by Cerberus' serpent tail, Heracles managed to put the dog in a stranglehold and persevere long enough until Cerberus finally passed out. After this, Heracles fettered him with adamant chains and dragged the hound to Eurystheus, who was so horrified by the sight that he instantly hid in his great jar. Before leaving the underworld, Heracles also managed to rescue Theseus, who had been bound to a chair of forgetfulness for daring to help Pirithous kidnap Persephone. The earth shook in dread when Heracles tried to raise Pirithous as well from his chair, so he had no choice but to let go and leave him bound forevermore. Other myths, Orpheus and Aeneas. When Eurydice died, Orpheus went to seek his beloved in the underworld. Cerberus wasn't going to let him pass, but Orpheus charmed him with his music, and the hound, tamed beyond recognition, stepped aside. When Aeneas visited the underworld, he had some more than necessary help from the Sibyl of Cumae, who threw Cerberus a honey cake, spiced with few, drowsy essences. Cerberus ate it and fell asleep in no time. The expression, a sop for Cerberus, originates in this story. It means quieting an uncooperative person by giving him a bribe.